All right, there we go. Hey, Bubba, Jeff, thanks for the patience. Just working my usual show off the tank magic. All right, there we go. Hey, Bubba, Jeff, and anyone else who's actually in here. I do have to go turn that phone down, but it's kind of weird to hear myself 30 seconds later in the dining room. How are my fish amigos? Jeff in here. How's the back, Jeff? Oh, I got to go turn that down very back. All right, there we go. Oh, nice. It's better. You got the okay to drive. That's awesome. Nice big snowstorms here. We probably got about 7 inches down. I just got back in. My new return pump is on this tank. It is no longer, if you notice, got a big ugly filter in the left there. You're at the dentist. Yeah, hopefully it's just a cleaning or a checkup, man. I don't think I'd really want to be streaming or YouTube and well, the doctor's ripping at my face. That's coming. There will be a break where I probably, if anything, just do videos for a bit because I'm about to have 12 teeth taken out the top there probably in the next, maybe give it a month and a half. You get yours next week. Look out of focus to you guys. No, it's just fuzzy. Water clarity's a little off. I just cleaned the glass. I gotta put everybody back. Notice no more shot glass. Mushroom is clean. Or clinged, not clean. So he's doing all right now. And welcome to anyone else jumping into the chat. If you want to jump into the actual hangout and ask a question or shoot the breeze, let me know. I'll shoot you a link. Speaking of which, I should set up the link because, I forget about such things. Yeah, the weather here is just atrocious. I drove in it. You saw the video. I'm sure some of you did. Next will be... I thought about it, and here's the thing, Bubba, about getting, instead of getting plates, standard dentures kind of deal, to even have those attached is about 10 grand. If I did tooth by tooth, yeah, I don't think I want to spend 25 grand on my mouth, and no, it is not covered up here. So, hey, Dave, I'm gonna fix up a link here. Just bear with me a second. Link, remove. So for anybody who actually wants to hop into the chat or whatever, please feel free for a moment or two. I just noticed I got my window open, the curtains there in the kitchen. Please ignore, but I have that there because basically the snow is about, if you look, from where the light stops, down about 6 inches from there is all snow. No, full denture plates. Yeah. Lisa. Geez, I'm popular guy today. Why is that? No. I got some lovely driving videos from driving in the city today, too, to pick up my pump. So. Yeah. Did you email Ray? Because he said just to get your email address, his email address to you, and you email him directly, and he is going to work with you. He said he emailed you and it bounced back for some reason. So, oh, I have committed a crime. I left my coffee. All right, you guys are going to see my reflection. So 2 secs. Anybody, again, who wants to hop in? I'm going to pull that link down here momentarily. So 2 secs. I'll be back, folks. All right. So there we go. I'm back. So, Paul, how did testing your water before you added it to the tank work out? I know Jeff from American Reefing isn't here, but he'll be interested to know as well. You never saw the link? 2 seconds. I'll pop the link again. No, Bubba's not going to hop in because he's at the dentist office. Took his wife in there for a cleaning, I do believe. How interesting. Well, you're welcome. So was it the water was clean? There was no nitrates in the fresh salt water, or? That's all right, Bubba. I'm probably going to be here a bit today. I got to wait for some salt water to mix up because the new pump is a little stronger. On its lowest setting, I guess it's pretty close to what the 2000 was, but I ramped it up to about 50%, and the water's about 1.5 inches off the top, which is just enough to keep it from bubbling. So I have to make up probably about 2 gallons of salt water, fresh salt water to add. I tested for ammonia. I'm going to put up a vid in that of my drive to go get this pump and everything today. So you were still using an API kit, Paul, or did you get yourself a Salifert kit? Oh, thanks, Bhuvan. I think I'm saying that right, or is it Huvan? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Paul, if you like to watch fish attack their owner, I can put my video in of me cleaning algae out of this tank there. They were really giving it to me there for a good 20 minutes. They actually figured out they can bite my knuckle skin and get a hold of it and then start thrashing me. Didn't break the skin, but they're getting close. Lenny's out. Everyone's out. Hopefully we'll get a look at some of him. Actually, you know what the cool thing is with me streaming it like that? Anybody interested in watching how fast those clowns attack my hand? They're pretty territorial. You remember that too, do you, Bubba? Publix Res is doing good. Now, water's going to look a little crappy. I might turn the lights up. Could be that. So anybody try the link? Is it working? Is it not working? This is for anybody who wants to pop into the Hangout and say boo or wants to ask a question. Got to keep it PG. I know Reefer G's stream Reef G's last night was a little on the blue side. It's 0 now. Good. No nitrates at all. Well, you don't want 0 nitrates, by the way, Paul. You want close to it, but you don't want 0. Your corals actually do need that. So. Hey, Reef God. That's pretty dramatic, eh, Bubba? So, Paul, what did you do? Like, what tack did you take? Because I know me and Jeff, AR Reefing there, gave you a couple of tips there. So, okay. No, it didn't sound right at all. No. He lost all his corals. Looks like all my fish have figured out they're on camera and coming out to play, except for my clown goby. So, all right, guys, give me a sec. I'm going to adjust that lighting a bit, see if I can clear up the picture a bit. Let me try the different link for you. Here, try this one. Oh, right. I got to go back to Bitly down, don't I? See if this one works for you, Jeff. I don't know if that one's going to work correct or not, but give it a shot. We're down to six people. That's all right. Did you want to hop in, Lisa? I know your email, so I can actually email you from here. Leave it to Dave to save the day for my ass. And you know what's funny? I do what Dave tells me to do with this, and it still does this. I love you, YouTube. And that's being facetious as well. Dave's always got it. And get a few people in here, get to quibbling, answering some questions. Yeah, you seem like so. Paul, you cleaned out. Okay, let's see if I go back here. Sorry, Paul had an issue with some really high nitrates, and he's got them down to 0. Apparently, mine and Jeff's information helped him out, which is awesome. There's Dave.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not too much. Just got home.
Awesome. How's the weather down there? Because I don't know if you heard, but I'm sitting. I got 7.5 inches of snow on the ground right now.
Cold and sunshine.
Oh, there you go.
We're about 30 degrees. You know, freezing.
Freezing.
It's your 0 weather.
Our 0 weather. Yep. I drove through. See the video of my snowstorm drive from yesterday?
Yep. It looked like one of them crazy Russian driving videos.
Yeah, I was laughing with a buddy, my wife there last night, and she's like, "We had a moment, as I like to call it. We here, hold my coffee and watch this." And but it was a good enough one that the old starfish puckered up to the size of a wee rabbit's nose. That's how bad it was. I was like, "Ooh, that was close. I'm awake now."
Nothing better to get the adrenaline flowing.
Yeah, than the thought of impending doom. Yeah.
Yep. I drove up to Niagara Falls once to pick up a car, and I got to experience that lake effect snow they talk about.
Yep.
Yeah, where it comes in sideways and it's just like inches per minute, it feels like.
Yep.
Yep. Smashed that car up pretty good.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, that's too bad.
A few 360s, hit the guardrail. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we were doing in that video. I mentioned it. I was doing about 60 miles an hour last night.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, "Oh, how could you drive that fast?" And that it's just you're used to it, right? I mean, you drive to the condition itself. If now there was a bunch of traffic, I wouldn't do that. That's just stupid and insane.
Right. Yeah. That's like when our southern states get snow. Then nobody knows how to drive in it.
No. Well, hopefully we get a couple more people in. I know Saltwater Jeff wanted to get in. He's feeling up to it. That link should work now.
Yeah, you missed the final step.
I did the shorten and then I did the copy, and I don't know, it doesn't work. I don't know why. So I shortened it and then I brought it in here, and then I did the copy the link address, and that still didn't quite.
When you reposted it, it still never did it.
Yeah, it still didn't do it.
Huh. I don't know.
YouTube's been stupid lately anyway.
I know. We're not speaking, me and YouTube.
Yeah. It's one of those. We'll agree to disagree here, YouTube.
Yep.
No. So I got a pretty good vid going to be coming. I was mentioning, I don't know if you heard me, that I got my new pump. And it's working really well, but I gotta work the sump a little bit to get the levels right, because right now I'm only running about 1.5 inches, and I can't ramp the pump up anymore and open the ball valve for the overflow. It keeps telling me I'm off air.
It's sitting steady on YouTube. So,
did you try Dave's link, Jeff?
I'll put it in there again. Boom.
Now I'll go back and remove a couple too while I'm out here.
Yeah, I got me. Jeff, big key. If you can use the Google Chrome browser, it seems to be the easiest way in.
Yeah, if you're on a computer, definitely use Google Chrome.
Yes, because YouTube, Google Hangouts, Google all play nice together. Usually.
Yeah. Usually, yeah.
I don't even know what that Windows Explorer does anymore. I haven't used it in years.
Oh, isn't it? It's Explorer Edge now or some crap?
I don't know. I call it Exploder.
Exploder. Or as I like to say in my trade, the big blue E. You're clicking on the big blue E, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to use it at work sometimes for tracking IPs and cameras and things like that. But
yeah.
Other than that, I don't touch it. So where's all the big boy streamers today?
I don't know. I noticed that too. I'm like, well, if no one's on, I'm going to hop on because I usually do the late night thing. But I'm sitting here. I'm done my duties for the day, with the exception of putting some water in this 20, and then the big work begins: pulling that rock out, scrubbing it down, and getting rid of that algae.
Yeah.
Which I'll do a video of because I got nothing better to do in my lives. Lives. Notice I said lives, folks. I have many lives.
Yeah, sometimes you can just put the camera down and get a lot of work done, I found.
Yeah. I just don't want to attack the tank till it kind of settles. Is that the word I'm looking for, I guess? Make sure it settles down first. And then I'm going to kind of dig at it and get it cleaned up. Because if you look at the pallies on the top left there, they're not even attached yet. So that tells me that the algae is getting a little too aggressive, the slime coat, or the biofilm from it. So I'm just going to get a nice soft brush and take it out, put it in a bin, and scrub it off, give it a peroxide rinse, or I'll rinse it off, then give it a peroxide spray, let it sit for 10 minutes, put it back, and that should pretty much snap it. It's mostly white if you look, you can tell. Yeah. But I'm just like, yeah, that's a lot of die-off I got to deal with.
Right. It's going to dump all that nutrient right back in the tank if you don't have it out.
Yeah. Exactly. Nope, but other than that, nothing too exciting. The wife made a decision on the next fish to go in this 20 and the last fish, and that's probably going to be a Bengal cardinal.
No, Lisa, I didn't get anything set up on my 55. I went downstairs, cleaned the workbench, got on a live stream, and that was it.
That was it. Game over. Yeah.
No, actually, I was poking around in my main tank because I have a little STN on one of my colonies. So I popped that off to find out that 2 other frags next to it are STNing as well.
Oh, that's not good.
It's all, localized to that. So one of my favorite little acros. It was tiny, but I think I was hoping big things for it. And it just whited out. So what are you going to do?
Well, tell you what, algae and slow tissue necrosis. There's a fella, new guy, and he's a great guy. I like him. And he writes me, and he's in this panic. He's got this, he said, reddish brown algae. And I'm like, How old's your tank again? He goes, 28 days. And I went, okay, I already know what this is. I know exactly what it is, right? And I'm like, okay. And it's, you can tell he's gone to red alert, DEFCON 5, flipping the hell out already. And I'm like, do me a favor. Yeah. Take a breath. Yeah. And don't worry about it.
Right.
I said, unless it spreads or it's not dangerous, don't worry about it.
Oh, I love diatoms. That means the cycle's over.
That's what I told him. I said, your tank's still cycling, man. Oh, well, that should be done in a week or two, right? I went, no, it can take months.
Right.
I said, the tank's got to settle down. Let it stop. I said, look, all these beautiful tanks you see on YouTube, did not happen overnight.
Nope. Some of them did for photo shoots.
For a photo shoot only. You got it. Yeah.
Anybody cycling a tank, here's a little tidbit, and I really like this one. Just spend $10 and get a 5-in-1 test strips for saltwater aquariums. And just every day, stick the little piece of paper in there and hold it next to the chart. That's all you need through cycling. You don't need to know specific numbers. You need to see ammonia go up and come down, nitrate go up and come down, and then nitrates, and then it's done. So rather than counting drops and playing with all that crap, just stick the paper in there and look at it. It's less than $10, and it's called 5-in-1 test strips. Just make sure it's for saltwater, because I think there's a freshwater one. Or no, I think actually, even though it's a 5-in-1, I think it's about 7 dots on there, and 5 of them are for salt, and some of them are doubled. But it's the best thing since sliced bread. What's up, Reef Jeeves? Reef Jeeves had his first stream last night. It went very well, I think.
Yeah, I went all right. Got a little blue. Little blue.
I got blue.
Yeah, I got just a lot of cursing, right? But no big deal.
I stepped off. I came back. They were gaming. I went to bed. But I had to go to bed anyway. It was nothing against the gamers.
All right, I sent you the link, Jeff. You should get it direct, and then we'll get it worked out. It worked for Dave, so I'm sure it'll work for others. We should get Miss Saltwater or Lisa Love in here. I was going to say Miss Saltwater Tank. She doesn't exist anymore.
No.
She's LMV or whatever, and Prestige Reef is rocking along though. Her ex. That actually, it was his channel.
Yeah, I haven't really tuned in, but
hey, OG.
Romer. What's up, OG? I was just over by you. I was in the BX in the Bronx.
Oh, hey, Jeeves. Rocking and rolling there, man, last night. That was fun. Thanks for putting up with my endless ranting. Especially about World of Warcraft. Like, don't get me started about that. I literally still have issues with that game. Not bad issues. Well, I guess it depends on your point of view. My wife's still pretty hardcore. And wouldn't be far off of doing that again if I jump back into WoW. I'd be pretty at it again.
You're in Jamaica? I'll be there tomorrow. I'm doing a new Panda Express in Jamaica, Queens tomorrow, right on Jamaica Ave.
Nice.
So right next to the Chipotle.
Oh, all the ass buster restaurants, huh?
Oh, right next to each other. Yep.
Yeah. Which way can I wreck my colon? Yeah.
There's a Wendy's across the corner, catty corner to it. There's just like 4 restaurants on the corner. Just look for the big crane that was there last week that I didn't want to park next to. A little too windy.
Yeah. Yeah. That drive there too. I guess I didn't mention it in the video about how fast I was going and how fast the wind was. The wind was gusting, give or take 60 to 70 miles an hour at all times.
I see Saltwater Jeeves.
There's Jeeves.
Jeeves or Jeff? Is that Saltwater Jeff? I'm sorry.
Nope, that looks like Jeff.
Yeah, I've seen a face.
That's Jeff. I know that tank. There we go.
Oh, very nice, very nice. No lights yet?
No.
They didn't come on yet?
It's
Hey, Reefing with O.
10 minutes to 11 for.
Okay, you run them a little late.
Yeah.
You got to set your lights to when you can enjoy the tank, because otherwise you're going to work, it's dark. You come home, it's dark. It's no fun that way.
Yeah.
What's up, Bo? You want to come in?
Yeah, it's open to anyone. Pop on in. Let's get to quibbling. Yeah, I need another argument like I need a hole in the head. Oh, man, stressful moving somebody that doesn't really want to move. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It took 3 hours to clean off those old entertainment stands, right, for the CRT TVs?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got it set up with his DVDs and his discs. And anyway, and it was hilarious. I had to work at him for 3 hours to get it emptied off so we could move it.
Right.
And it's like, you realize we still got to drive 5 hours, right? He's like, oh, yeah, no. And I'm like, no. I'm not rushing you, but it's got to get done. You got to do it. Yeah. So look at that. So jelly. No, I figure I'm going to do a lot of the 20 right now. That's the one that, the beginners always want to see. And, because it's going through the things I guess people would go through. And it's like, well, okay, I can do that. The 120 settling up nice. Water keeps staying clear. It's all good. Oh, speaking of that, I got to change my filter socks today.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
You should present Jeff to the class, because every time you talk, it goes to your icon, not even your tank.
Yeah, no, I'll bring him. I was just thinking that actually. So there's Jeff's. It's a Red Sea Reefer. What size again? It's a 175 gallon, right?
Yeah, it's 650 Peninsula.
Yeah, Peninsula is nice because you can see through both sides.
I love how he did up the light truss. So instead of having a bracket on the far side, He's actually got, you can see the wire on the left going up to the ceiling to hold it up.
Right. Yep.
That's cool, Paul. Whenever. We'll probably be here when you get back, so. Glad to help with that nitrate problem. Always makes you glad when you realize you didn't tell somebody somebody something that was stupid. Right? Like, I was right. Oh, good. Yeah.
Well, I'm always right. Sometimes people just do it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I don't know, I'm going to say, I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I ain't going to burn down anybody's tank.
Nope.
It's not nice.
Nope. So OG or anybody want to hop it? Dave, you want to pop that link again? I'm going to copy it next time you put it up too, so I have it.
Doesn't look like he has any screen top, OG. Looks like it's clear.
Yeah, no, I don't think he did.
And we just lost him.
Go.
Somebody go to the bathroom?
Sounds like Jeff. It's probably all that Oxycontin.
No, I'm working my sump.
You're working the sump. Well, we like sumps, man. We're real fish guys. I don't care about the well, I like the pretty stuff, but I seem to always have my hands in the sump.
Yep. I can't see my sump. It's full of Chato.
I stripped mine out there 2 weeks ago, so it's all just growing again.
Yeah. I'm trying the die-off method because I have 0 nitrates and phosphates, so I'm trying to let some of it die off and give something back.
Yeah.
Next move, I have to turn my skimmer off.
Unreal. I haven't quite gotten there yet. I've been close, though, actually, to tell you the truth. There's been a few times where it's like, I don't think there's anything in my tank.
I just doubled my fish load, though, so I should be seeing something soon.
I would think so.
Oh. Got a big yellow tang. He ought to fix it up.
Oh, yeah. He'll poop for you. Nope. My next thing is Bengi Cardinal for the 20. I unfortunately did have my red filamentous wrasse jump out of my main tank. Didn't find her for 2 days. Didn't notice. I had been feeding the corals the Billy Pipe method, as I like to call it now.
Yep.
Unfortunately, she must have been at the top of the tank when I moved the screen. And I thought I heard something, but I didn't see anything. There was no water. I didn't hear any flipping noises. So I didn't notice and found her dried up 2 days later behind the tank. And yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, it does. I just found my cleaner wrasse in the sump yesterday, so I was very excited about that.
Yeah. Oh, even better. Yeah. Nice when you see them and you thought they were gone.
Yep. I bought one and it died about a day later, and I know I have a big lightning wrasse that's a bully, so I figure he chased him out of the tank or killed him.
Possible.
And then the second one went MIA, so I couldn't find him anywhere. So I just assumed he jumped out and the cat got him.
Yeah, those darn cats.
Then I have a back door in the back of my tank. It's actually a doorway that's not necessary, so I can open the door and look in the back of the sump. I went back there to grab some nice seasoned frag plugs, and there's the happiest cleaner wrasse I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Full belly, eating pods whenever he wants.
That's even better. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, OG, feel free to hop in. The stream's an open stream, you know. Oh, same thing if you're still here.
Yeah, I don't have a screen top on my big system. I have a full canopy, so they can jump up there, bounce around, and fall back in, basically.
That works.
Yeah, it's like a backboard.
I screen topped. I'm gonna buy the Weiss All Happy because I put it off and I said, but this weekend I'll pick it up. I'm gonna get that Krylon Plastidip paint.
Yep.
And you let it cure for 24 hours and it's no longer toxic, right? So even if water gets on it and stuff like that, it can't drip or cause a problem. So I'm going to paint the tops, white tops, black for her so that you really can't see them. That's cool. I got brand new netting because the netting that's on there now was leftover pieces that I had from previous jobs. And I said, okay, so I can screen it. It'll keep them from getting out, but it looks like crap. So
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked, right? You know, like I said, she jumped out. She must have jumped out. I remember hearing something. I just didn't see anything.
Right.
So unfortunately, she got out. But now she wants a Melanoris wrasse, and I'm like, I'm trying to talk her into a mystery wrasse because Saltwater Jeff here, he's got one, and she's like, well, you know, humming and hawing, you know. Well, she's so OCD about things. If I move stuff in the tank while she's there, she gets upset. I have to wait till she's gone, then I do it all, and then she might complain a little, and then she's okay with it. So that's I've learned. Yeah, it's easier to beg for forgiveness with her than it is to ask for permission. So,
I don't have that problem.
nope, no, you do not, sir. But you want that problem. There you go.
I've had that problem.
Yeah, we all have. And that goes male or females had that problem.
Oh, yeah. I'm good for now. That's all. I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm just good for now.
Nope. So other than that, it's just kind of been steady as she goes. I'm super bloody thrilled that that tank's kind of come around for me. And when that pump's in there, and already I can see a difference when I put it in that, you know, it's just clearing up minute by minute in there. And I got to get that heater out of the back. I just noticed it's still sitting there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'll only take me seconds. I just got to reach in and get it out.
Right.
I bet you can't, Lisa. That Lubbock's res showing off. Look at me. I'm so pretty. Nope. And you notice the shot glass is gone, Dave? The mushroom finally took to a piece of rubble for me. So
that's cool.
Yeah, finally.
I need to do that. I need to set up a tray. I need to get my other tank tied in so they get balanced, and then I can start fragging things and throwing them to the other tank. But I wanted to put up a little gravel tray and get sponges and mushrooms going in.
Rolling on it, yeah. So Lisa asked a good question. With a 40-gallon, how much live rock will you need? You're going to go canister filter, right? As I recall, I think. Or just hang on the back. I can't remember exactly what you said. And I still have that 70 AquaClear 70 for you if you need it. So won't cost me nothing to ship that. Hell, I think I still got the box.
Yeah, it's a shame she's up there. I have a perfect sump for a 40 brooder.
Yeah.
I mean, he shops 200. It's 2 foot by 1 foot by about 16 inches high.
Yeah.
It would be perfect.
Oh, God, take me... I wish I was closer. It'd take me 10 minutes to drill that. Like nothing, right? Like literally, let's go to the shop. Here, you're going to pay $20 for the bits and done. Now let's go get the plumbing. Yeah.
Still not decided. Well, if you can get it drilled, a sump is always better, but canister will work.
Yeah.
You're used to canisters from your freshwater setup.
And the principle would be the same. As far as what you need. So if you want to do a rockscape, you know, like if you're looking at mine, that's made. That's not sat down, just piled in. My wife, we cut and glued that all together. It's not difficult to do whatsoever. So once you have the idea of what you want it to look like, you can weigh it on a bathroom scale, which will give you a rough idea what you have. As long as you're over 20 pounds and you're using marine pure or bio, like some kind of really porous media, you can get away with that. Each marine pure ball works out, the 1.5 inch balls work out to about 5 pounds of rock. So you can offset. Now I have my tank loaded up with 120 pounds in that 20. Now that's just me. So I have maybe 15 pounds of rock in the display, and I have a full box of marine pure balls in the sump. So,
so the canister filter, Pond Matrix may work better, or Matrix by Seachem. I don't know if that's available up there.
Yep, it is.
It's less expensive. It may not have the same mass, but it'll fill up one of those trays or even 2 of the trays, depending on your canister filter.
Yeah, if you're going to canister filter, Lisa, spend the money. Get a Cobalt EXT.
With the 4 trays.
Yeah, 4 trays, and it's got the external inline pump. So when you go to clean it, the flow in the tank is still going. and they kick a little butt there. They're pretty good.
Yep.
You want to get what do they? They're sticks of glue. Fluval sells them. Theirs goes kind of gray. And I'll tell you, it really doesn't matter because after everything kind of takes over in the tank, you'll never see it again. And you can look up techniques for doing it. Epoxy stick. I think that's what they call it, isn't it, guys?
Yeah. Everybody's been going towards that cement stuff, though. That Aquaforest. I forget what it's called. It's a powder you mix with water.
Oh, the hydraulic cement. Yeah, that's right. The hydraulic stuff.
It works really well.
Yep, it does, and it sets up quick.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you make your rock work, depending on what it'll tell you how long it takes. With the epoxy sticks, whether it's from Two Little Fishies, I think IO makes one. You want to do the shelf style, like my wife said. Trust me, when this tank is all cleaned up in the next, I'll probably do it tonight. I'm really kind of hyper to clean the rock off, but again, I got to fight that and be patient.
Right.
But there's shelves in here. The way that she did it, that's what she wanted. And we let it set up for 24 hours before I put it in the tank. Where I goofed is I didn't sit it back in warm salt water to keep the bacteria alive, and that's why I have this algae bloom. Is the die-off from that biofilm. No big deal. It's just ugly to look at.
Right. Stuff I'm talking about is called Stone Fix by Aquaforest, but it's expensive. I'm trying to see if there's a smaller bucket.
The sticks will cost you about $15. I recommend buying 40-gallon with the rock you're going to have. Probably you need 4 sticks. Yeah, and it sucks. Wear rubber gloves. If you don't, have a bucket of water to rinse your hands off in. Yeah, because you got to knead it together for a good minute to get it to work. You'll feel it getting warm, and that's when you kind of place it and then push it in and make sure it's grabbing on. And I use pieces of rubble against what's exposed, so it kind of looks like the rock. You kind of push it against it, so it looks like it was meant to be there, even though it's a different color. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a video I should have done when the wife was doing the rock work. Yeah. But there's many guys who have put up videos about using the epoxy glues, and you can use it in the water, but it's better if you do it dry because then you can work with it. You got longer, but overall, it's that stuff that Dave's talking about, where it's more expensive. It actually sets up quicker, and it holds. It's much harder holds on really well.
Right, which is sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to break stuff apart.
Yeah, that'd be the thing. Mind. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you do it with the aqua sticks, let me see. I'll get you a link here, Lisa. I know where to get this stuff most of the time. So Big L's. Let's try that.
Right. Two Little Fishies carries it, but you guys you can help her better with what's available up there. How do we battle Aptasia?
Peppermint shrimp.
I tried peppermint shrimp, and then you got a taste for coral, so that didn't work.
That's the
out
other
well. Problem. People stick them with syringes full of hot water, citrus juice. I like kalkwasser and water paste. They make something called Aptasia X. But yeah, I sneak right up on them and squirt them with some caulk paste, and they boil away.
Yep.
They also make zappers and lasers, depending on how high tech you want to get.
Yeah, how much money you got to spend, and there's the way I do it, which is if I make sure my rock work I can take out, and I will dig it off so that it's outside of the tank, so it doesn't spore and spread. But there's a few ways to skin that cat.
Yeah, the crazy lasers are cool.
So this is going to play coy with me. We need...
Who's Molly Miller?
Molly Miller.
I don't know why he wrote that on there.
I don't know, Jeff. Who is Molly Miller? Oh, he's not in the... We dropped him there. There we go. Fragging supplies are calling it here. Okay.
Oh, yes, because Julian Sprung did a great video on how he frags things. And basically, he makes a little molded frag plug out of the epoxy and then super glues the frag to the epoxy.
There's a link for you, Lisa, and all the different sticks are actually on there, and that's Pets and Ponds Canada.
Okay, Jeeves, see you later.
Later, Jeeves. Oh, we'll still be here, I'm sure. You can get in, show off your tank, do all the cool stuff we normally do. Oh, my 20-pound cat sleeping on my feet. It's like, thank you. You're kind of warm.
Yeah. The trick with Aptasia is when you see one, try and get rid of it. Because if you just wait, it
gets spread out.
Yeah. You see 10. Once you see 10, you got a bad problem, and you really got to start getting on it. Otherwise, you're going to have a tank full of it.
And then you'll never get rid of it. You'll be doing what we call a tear down at that point to restart.
And they sting other corals, so.
Yeah. Nope. We need to get someone else in here. Me and Dave are always the guys talking. Come on.
Well, I just stopped in to make sure your link works. I actually might get some work done since I'm home early.
Yeah, we've all been lazy with our tanks lately. What's going on with that? Well, I was waiting on that pump, so
right,
more than anything else, and that's back in there. So now, if I want, I can really jump at it. But I just want to keep all these guys. It's more the fish because I know they're going to flip out when I pull a rock. Because each one of those mountains that you see, so there's the one right we're looking at, that comes out as one piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I just take that out, scrub it with the brush, rinse it off. But I need the salt water beforehand, so that I can rinse it off in there so that I'm not putting that back in the tank, of course, right?
Right.
And then
aren't you worried about killing your bacteria that's on the rock?
Not really. It's not going to be out long enough. It'll be in salt water when I'm scrubbing it.
You're talking about peroxide.
Yeah. So with the peroxide, this is to no more than 10 minutes and don't put so much on it as to be it's going to soak into the rock. You're just doing the surface.
Okay.
So the porosity of the rock, the internals should be fine. I also have, of course, ATM colony on hand, and I'll bacteria boost it after as well, just in case.
Right.
Or I'll use stability in that case, because that's really what it's for. It's just those little things that we do. Right. It's not very good for kickstarting a tank, I'll tell you that.
No, it's not.
It works great for the little stuff. It does not work good for that. But
yeah, new fish and maintenance. Yeah, you'll probably go through another diatom bloom too. If you scrub them really good, you're going to get that slime coat off them and everything.
Yep. And that'll be fine. I can deal with diatom bloom, the what do you call them there? The crabs and the snails that I've got in there now, they'll deal with that.
Right. So. Surprised that Blenny's not going to town on that.
Oh, he is. He's got a gut on him. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's
got a really huge one I picked up this weekend from another reefer, Miss Risa. And
oh, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, she was in there at Jeeves' stream last night. Yeah.
Oh, was she? Yeah.
Yeah, look at the gut on him. Look at him. Well, there he goes. He's doing his job. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a really huge one. I put a magnetic frag rack in the tank, and he just thought it was a hammock for him. He went up there and sat on it.
Nice. Yeah, my wife, big fan of that kind of stuff. She loves her blennies.
Yep. They are interesting. They're not very good swimmers, though. Lack of a swim bladder, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although mine got away from that powder, my starry blenny got away from that powder brown tang when he was after his ass.
Oh, yeah, they can move. They can dart, but as far as just cruising,
no,
effortlessly, they can't do that.
No, they just seem to kind of go from layabout to layabout. It works. Yep. So did you message Ray yet, Lisa? I hate to harp on that, but I just want to make sure you get, because I know he's going to set you up with what's really actually quite expensive. because those test kits are they kill you. All of a sudden, you're like, wow, I just spent $300 on test kits.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just pretty pleased. I'm stoked. I got my pump.
I got to get another pump. I had one all lined up. I was excited, and then I had to put it in my skimmer because the skimmer's pump went. It was nice that it was an exact swap. But
Yep.
So I'll just get another Jabo.
Yeah. That's what I got. There's a Jabo 3000 in here at DCP 3000 now.
That's what I had, and that's what fits in my skimmer.
Oh. You cannot have mine, sir.
Big pump for a skimmer, though, right?
It is, actually. That's a pretty part. I haven't ramped up. I've only got it at 50%. And you can see the movement in the water just looking at it. You see about kind of like, what is going on in there? It's got to be the detritus lift going on, just the reflections.
Right.
Because everything's moving in there properly now, right? So
I have the Jabo 3000 on high.
Yeah.
But it has the pinwheel in it, not a propeller, you know?
Yep. The needle wheel.
Yeah.
They work good. That's actually the whole reason I actually got to do the exchange with Pets and Ponds, because they said it worked right. The other one, I'm like, you're so full of it, guys. You're so full of it. But whatever. But he put it on his skimmer, the customer service guy I was dealing with. So that allowed me to upgrade to this one for it cost me $20 to upgrade to the next size up. And much happier. So I got the newest controller, the digital controller on it.
Right.
And I'm just got it sitting on the floor. I haven't permanently attached anything till I know this is rock solid running for me. And I want to get it up to about 80% and see if that's got the right flow. Because if you look, you can see things are moving, but very gently.
Right.
So I want to get a little more so that it's not too violent, like it's not pinning my euphyllias over. And then from there, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Got to look into an RFG nozzle.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Oh, they're awesome.
How much are they going for?
About $20.
That's not bad. I had the, I forget, ZoomEd makes one that you put on, I put it on my, what do you call it? Canister filter.
Right.
And it just, runs off the power of the canister filter. And it worked great for about 6 months, and then it just stopped working.
Well, that's moving parts. RFG doesn't have any moving parts. It works off of Venturi. It's really cool.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw something about the nozzle on it being, it's almost like a Venturi collapsible kind of thing, and it's not a lot of moving parts. It just causes random flow, I guess.
Yes, there is no moving parts. There's 4 or 5 different Venturis in it, and they just take turns. They take over. It's almost like headers on a car if you're a motorhead.
Yep.
How one pulls in the other one, how they create a vacuum and get them all going.
Yep. Cool.
So, yeah, the guy comes into Rico's stream all the time, too. His name's Antonio. He's out in Arizona. And I can't think of the name of his company, but you can go order them right from them. And now they have them at BRS, too. It's Vivid Creative Aquatics. Is that it?
Vivid Creative Aquatics. Well, let's pull it up here. Let's BRS.
And he's really good. I mean, really, if you have 1/2-inch lock line or 3/4-inch half lock line, whichever nozzle you're buying, that's all you need. But if you have any of these all-in-one systems, he works on 3D printing adapters for them to change whatever their output is to a lock line. And then you just buy that and the nozzle.
Nice. Oh,
but, the unit itself just snaps onto whatever size lock line it is. And he's really helpful.
I got 3/4-inch lock lines, so random flow generators for lock line.
Yep.
There we go. Let's pull that up.
I think I paid $29 and got a 2-pack of 1/2-inch, and I tell you, they're
$17.99. Awesome. 3/4-inch is $19.99.
Yep.
Look at that, eh? I'll pull that up and I'll drop that in the link. People can go have a peek.
Yeah, Antonio's a good guy. Sometimes he's even running a promo code, so reach out to him.
Yeah, check that out.
Oh, I don't think his promo code would work through Bulk Reef, but whatever you're comfortable with. I don't
Yeah,
know if he
whatever
ships to
works.
Canada. If you know, I know Bulk
Bulk
Reef
Reef
does.
Supply does. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And he's even got Nick from Aquarium Cabinet Solutions over in the UK selling them for him. So
There you go.
If you're in the UK or anywhere in Europe, I would imagine Nick can get you sorted out.
And now, Lisa, this, if you're back, this is why we say go with the sump, because then you can use this stuff. Yeah, because
Right.
you can't use lockline on a canister filter. Trust me.
You don't want to create any back pressure in a canister filter.
Nope. All of a sudden, you wonder why you're hearing the rattling, the death rattle. Yeah.
Well, every time I start a siphon in any tank, I usually just stick the hose next to a return nozzle till it gets going, and I have a siphon. You know, I haven't sucked on a hose in a long time because I've seen under a microscope what's in your water.
Yeah, you don't want to see it. No.
Yeah. So I did it. I am actually running that cobalt canister filter right now, and I did press it against it and create back pressure in the canister filter to get my siphon going, and it's leaked. Not a lot, but enough to just, now it's in a bucket and I don't trust it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's certain rules you have to kind of adhere to when you get into the canister filter end. And you got to do things like make sure you buy the plumber's not sealant. What am I talking? I call it plumber's grease, but the stuff for the rubber seals.
Right.
And put that on. You got to be faithful to it, right? No one's like, why? Because those wear out quick in salt water, really quick.
Yep.
And oh yeah, just it's one of those things. I think it's funny that people will do this and think that you can just ignore it. And this is where the nitrate factory stuff comes from. Is everything's a nitrate factory. Your sump's one. Right? If you're not cleaning it, it's going to be that. That's the way it is. But it's unfortunately with a canister filter, it's a much more enclosed environment. Mm-hmm. You have to be regular with your maintenance. A hang on the back's not much different from that either. You have to clean that out. Right. Because you're trapping everything. It's like me and you with filter socks. I don't know if you use filter socks. I do. And you have to, I change them every 3 days.
Right. That's why I don't.
But I
don't use them. But
yeah, exactly.
If you're going to use them, you have to maintain them.
And that's just it. That it's know what you're dealing with and then move along accordingly.
Mm-hmm. I guess my biggest argument for a sump is having surface skimming, not a protein skimmer, but being able to skim the surface of the water. Yep. Because when it goes over a weir box, all that slime and stuff that gets on the top of the tank goes into a weir box and gets processed in the sump. And,
yeah, it's easier to deal with.
And there is a title, I think it's called the title, hang on the back filter, that's supposed to do it. But
I don't believe
two
that.
people who have them said it doesn't do it very well. Yeah. So
it's like that new C-Chem one. Have you seen that one yet? Yeah, that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, it doesn't. I've seen it. It doesn't do it.
Yeah, the fish tank guy, is that his name? He has a lot of videos.
Yeah,
he's actually a guy who services fish tanks. He's got a great channel, and yeah, he did an unboxing on it, and then a few months later, he came back and he said, "I really don't like this thing. It can't even filter as well as my AquaClear. It doesn't surface skim, and so there you go."
Yeah, exactly. And your experience may vary, but yeah. I haven't seen. The only one I have was a Sun, and it had that extension for surface skimming.
Right.
And it worked, but man, if the water level changed in any way, that thing would go retarded.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to have to fight my equipment.
Right.
That's none of us want to do that. Once you've done that for a week or two, you're done. It's like, and it'll take you to the hobby too.
Yeah. And then there goes your flow. There goes your filtration. It's just maybe a pump's going to burn out because it's not in water anymore.
Yep.
It's just too many negatives.
Lisa, you should get in here. Come on. Why aren't you in here?
She might be doing mommy stuff.
She could be. I'm going to give her that, but just to add another voice in here, right? Just to get another one on the go. And thanks, by the way, Reefing with O, for subscribing to my channel. I, so appreciate that. Not necessary, but it's always appreciated.
O's a good guy.
Your kids are outrageous today. Well, can we hear you beat them? Your wife was calling. That's all right, Jeff. Again, life's, it's life. We all have lives, sort of. I sort of do, Dave. How about you?
Yes, when I'm at work, I got to go to work. That's about it.
That's the way it
When
works.
I'm not at work, I do what I want.
Oh, so what a relief to have that pump running. I hate to harp about that, but wow, that's just a load off my mind.
I know.
Yeah.
I know my backup pump still is a pond pump with a metal shaft, and although it's not the best, it's better than no pump, no water moving.
There's Jeff. He's feeling better these days after his hair. We're going to present Jeff because this tank looks like crap. That tank looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tank.
Yeah. We were going on about he's got that big old NASO tank in there.
Yeah. Is that a big green slimer sitting up on the top, or is it just a regular staghorn?
No, it's a green slimer.
Yep.
Lisa, if your kids are in the video and you're comfortable with that, whatever you want to do, you do whatever you want. Yeah.
So this
first time you take one of those out of the water, you realize why it got its name.
Yeah.
Boy, those things slime up.
So this tank's only about, I set it up about 2 months ago.
And did you come from another established tank?
Correct.
Right.
All right, Dave, I'm going to go do something because that heater showing up on there is ticking me off. I forgot about it. So I'm going to go do that while Lisa is going to hop in here too. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm going to look at this beautiful tank with the three big tangs in it. And NASO's the boss in there?
More or less, yeah. He keeps the peace.
Yeah, they're peaceful fish.
He's kind of a puppy dog. I hand feed him.
That's great. They're beautiful fish too. Next tank, I'm getting one. Got to go 6 feet on the next one. Got to go 6 feet.
Yeah, I wish they had because this one's 5 feet.
Right.
I wish, you always want, once you get a bigger tank, you always want to go bigger after that, right?
Yep.
So, anyhow, would be nice if it was 6, 7, 20 feet.
Yep. I just start tearing apart my basement. Oh, we don't need this anymore. Workbench could be smaller.
Sorry about the window down in the lower corner there. It's a bright, sunshiny day here on the West Coast. So.
Yeah, we got it here too, New York area. It's cold, but it's sunny out, so I'll take it. Yeah, that happens. Oh, it's nice. You got a lot of nice fish in there. Nice community. Nobody chasing anybody.
Yeah, although I noticed my Desjardins, its tail split this morning.
Oh.
I don't know what happened. Hopefully there wasn't a fight.
Yeah, I only had a couple of fish. I had a fox face, a couple of clowns, a couple of wrasses. And then I went and got some fish from somebody who was taking a bigger system down. So part of that was a bigger yellow tang, about the same size as a fox face. So I tried to acclimate him in an acclimation box, and I got bored with that real quick because nothing was going on. The fish was just staying in the box. Nobody was going up and flashing the box. So I let him out. First thing he did was went up to the fox face, and just like smacked him in the face, basically. Go hit the biggest kid in the schoolyard,
Right.
I'm here now. So that went on for a couple of days back and forth. There's a little bit of tail splitting.
Yeah, so right now I've got, oh man, I don't know if you can see some of it. The light kind of makes everything look funny, of course. But I've got a little diatom still going on. Like with everything else, I'm trying to be patient and let it die off, but keep stirring my sand bed. See if I can catch that now.
There, now I can hear. I was like, I can't hear anything.
You kind of see the split on that fish's tail.
Stop.
Brand new this morning.
Oh, that looks great, man. What a great looking tank, huh? See, Lisa got in here. Got her orangutans in the background, I'm sure. That's why she's all uptight.
I'm here. Did Dave just leave?
Yeah. Said he's got stuff he's got to do, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, his internet dropped out. Will you hop back in whenever you want, Dave? I'm never going to say no to you. Well, there's a few things, but we'll leave it at that. So you getting excited, are you, Lisa?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Just getting all the equipment I got. Well, that I'm going to get.
Well, Jeff said, American Reefing there said he's sending you that eShop skimmer at the end of the month.
Yeah, because he's in the midst of moving, right?
Yep. So he's got to put away and he's got to dig that out, he said. So I'm going to send you. Now, if you wanted to go just hang on the back, and this is up to you, I do have that Aqua Clear 70 that's brand new.
Okay.
You can have that if you want. That'll get your started, because you can always swap to a canister after the fact.
Yeah.
And if you want to go sump, then there's a couple of things that me and Dave are big sump guys. That's the thing for us. Sumping is everything, right? Because you can hide all this equipment. So it's up to you, right? You have to kind of, like, if you look at Jeff's tank there, you don't see any equipment inside the tank.
Yes, right? But that's like what I think first is, so I'm going to just set up like a basic thing to get the cycle going.
Yep.
And then once I'm more confident in having salt water and starting to add like corals and whatever, that's when I'll sort of start adding bigger filtration and, all that stuff. I don't want to put a bunch of money out for something that I'm not confident in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never ever done salt water before. So like, I just want to have the feel for it before I start really, really getting like hardcore into it.
Yep.
But guaranteeing, I know I'm going to want to convert all of my tanks. Like, I just have this feeling that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, you'll realize there's certain ways you want to do things that can't go together. A mixed reef is kind of a misnomer, but it's true. A mixed reef is the coral. Instead of it all being one type of coral, that's usually what mixed reef means. But then there's the fish part. So there's certain fish you can't put together because they'll automatically fight or whatever the case may be. And sometimes you get lucky, like Miss Risa. She has fish together that most times you would hear people say, no, you can't do that, right? They'll fight. But her tank is nice and peaceful. Now, it doesn't mean it's always going to be peaceful, but it is right now, so it's one of those things, right? But if you want to do it that way, what I'll do is I'll get all the parts together. That, like I said, that AquaClear is brand new, and it's got a big basket. It's like half of a 110. And that'll let you, do the basic stuff. So you'll need a little more rock, right? So if you're going to do that, I'd say come in and around 30 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to need, you don't need 40 pounds of sand, but I would highly recommend close to 30.
Okay.
Just if you want the coverage. And then that's going to be, I always tell people when it comes to sand, I know the finer stuff looks better, but it blows around too much. I use Carib Sea Fiji Pink.
Okay.
Right. Or go to the Aragamax. Right.
And that's a live sand, right?
Yep. You can get it live or dry. It really, really doesn't matter. Right. Because it's going to cycle pretty quick. And then from there, it really is do your rock work ahead of time. Don't make the pieces glued together too big.
I think I want to stick to almost like a minimalistic type of scape.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, if you look in that 20, there's not a lot of rock in that 20. That's all my filtrations in the sump. So, yeah. There's Jeff's. Look at that. I love that.
Yeah.
I do like that setup with the Red Seas. I do, because over to the left top there, that's his ATO, and it's gravity fed. So instead of any pumps or anything, it's just gravity and a flow switch. Yeah, see him showing it there to you there?
Yeah.
That's all that is for his ATO.
So on the top, when you go look at the top part, to the right a little bit, is that full of is that bubbles or is that pods?
That is fresh water. That's just fresh water.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So that's his fresh water, right? Now mine, and I can show you in a minute here, is to the left in a 10-gallon tank with a pump in it, right? And I have what's called a Coral Box A100 automatic top off.
Yeah.
What I was trying to get ready to do, and I would never push at him for it, right? And I didn't, because I thought, if he does lighting, what a sweet thing for you.
Yeah.
But lighting can be expensive.
Well, I actually found some really good, the XR15s on Kijiji. Right. And when I messaged him, he already had sold them. And I was like, damn it, because I would have just bought them and just, held on to them until I had the setup done.
Yeah. And there's your filter socks. And nice combo unit. I do like how they do that. Trigger sumps. You want to get a little excited. Trigger systems. It's called. They're sumps.
Yeah.
They're absolutely gorgeous, and they come in colors. I'm not kidding. So you have this clear tank, and everything inside of it is either purple acrylic, blue acrylic, red acrylic, green acrylic. So if you go look it up,
So that pink light, is that just for looks or?
No, that's a grow light for the refugium for that Chaeto he's pushing around there.
Okay.
I want to get one of them, but go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't know if you can see or not, but I've got 2 big Tupperwares down in there full of Miracle Mud as well.
Yeah, I can't afford Miracle Mud.
Thanks to Rico talking it up.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, it grows pods. I mean, even if it does that, I got to get it in my system for my Dragonettes, right? So.
Right. And then I got this beast of a skimmer. It wasn't the right one that I ordered, though. It showed up at the LFS, and it's the regular AC pump on it.
Instead of the DC.
Yeah, exactly. So they refunded me the difference. Hey, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, this. So Lisa, I think not to detract from Jeff, because I could stare at that all day long. I don't know why sumps are so engaging to me, but you're going to do a 40-gallon breeder. You're going to do a hang on the back filter, a hang on the back skimmer.
I'm just going to go with the 40-gallon bone front. I'm not going to get the breeder anymore.
Okay, but it's 40-gallon. Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing that you're going to find, it's the real estate. we call it, right? So the space you have on the back.
Okay.
What I would recommend, if you're going to spend a little money, find out who carries the Coral Box A100 to you near you.
Okay.
It's the automatic top off system, so you don't have to keep putting the fresh water in by hand. You can, right? You can mark it, and then you'll see that, like on the side of your tank, put a black mark at this is the perfect level.
Okay.
And when you see it move below that, you add fresh water to bring it back up. Right now, if you get an automatic top off, you don't have to worry about it. It does it for you.
Okay. And so with the fresh water, so obviously for the original setup, you do your saltwater mix,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So what if the salinity drops? Then you add salt again?
Okay, salinity will never drop. It'll only ever go up. Right. So once you've set up and you have your salt at wherever you do it. So you're, geez, maybe I'll see if I can dig up. I got a couple of buddies with extra refractometers too.
So that's how you measure the salinity.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know, that's funny, Reefing, without you say that. You want to hop in chat here? We're just chatting with Lisa about her setup that she's going to be doing soon. So you can feel free to hop in if you want, or you can stay out. No, it's not bad, man. Look, it's YouTube. It's probably not even your fault.
That's the wrong link, Craig. That's a bulk reef supply.
Oh, that is bulk reef. Jeez, crap. Hold on a sec. Where did Dave's go? I bet you. There's Pets and Ponds. Where's Dave? Dave. View direct. Copy it, and I'm going to get rid of that too. Let us remove. There we go. Moderator 1, so it's safe. Here you go, Jeff, or O. There you go, my man. You can hop on in if you like. Okay. So, the hard part, the planning. Such a pain. So, the basics is you're going to need your tank, your filter, your skimmer. You don't necessarily have to have the skimmer, but since one's coming, might as well use it.
Yeah.
A good heater is bloody imperative.
Yeah.
So if you can afford a Cobalt Neotherm for your 40, get it because it's digital.
I have one of the Fluval, so it's like a mirrored, like with the little blue light that's like almost invisible.
Yeah, it's the M series one. They're good. They're not great. It's the same thing with my Jaegers that I have, the Eheim Jaegers. They work good, but they can vary up to 2 degrees plus or minus.
Well, that one I've never had a problem with. The ones I've had a problem with are the friggin' Aqueons.
Oh yeah, they're crap.
Those are terrible.
They are awful.
do have an Eheim, or how do you say it? Eheim.
Eheim. You got it.
Yeah, submersible, and I actually really like that one. It's never given me a problem.
Nope, my Jaeger. I had one crack. Chances are it's because my return section got too low, and those aren't right in the bottom, and it probably cracked, and then the wife got electrocuted on it. So,
the Aqueon or whatever, Aqueon, however you say it, that one, like baked my tank one time. Not only that, the temperature sensor fails constantly. The top of the little temperature settings, that always breaks off. Like, I hate those heaters.
You should go to Bulk Reef Supply TV, BRS TV on here on YouTube.
Okay.
Right when you got an hour or two to kill, because there's a series on there called 52 Weeks of Reefing. And even though they're doing a 160, they're breaking it down for whatever you're doing, right? It's just an equipment breakdown. And they take it from the expensive to the sublime. You know what I mean? Like some of the equipment they put on there is like that Orphic V4s you heard us talking about, right?
Yeah.
They're thousands of dollars worth of lights. You know, you don't necessarily have to have that. You know what I mean? You can get away with T5 and do that rather quickly, really cheap, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't want to go too cheap. Remember, the cheaper you go, well, you know, things break. But the next thing, the ATO I was talking about is you hook that up in the top of the tank on the back, and there's a sensor, and it senses when the water drops below it.
Yeah.
And it fills the fresh water back up.
So that's amazing. So then you'll never really have to add salt again to the aquarium. It's just
you never add salt to an aquarium. Everyone will back me up on this right now, just so you never make that mistake. I have seen people do this. Once you mix your salt water and it's at say 0.025 or whatever you pick, somewhere between 0.24 and 0.26 is where it should be, and you need to keep it steady. So once you filled up your tank, so you look at his level up there, right? That's never going to change because of the sump. Yours will display-wise because you're all in your display. So when it drops, the salinity goes up. Salt doesn't evaporate, water evaporates.
Okay.
So what happens is that if you don't top it up with fresh water, that salinity will keep climbing. Right? So if you lose it, that's the trick. That's all there is to that. So fresh water only when you're topping up. When you mix your salt water, you mix it the same as your tank. Right? So you'll go to mix, say, 5 gallons of fresh water for your change. You'll make sure when you test it, you'll put it on your refractometer and look through the scope. You'll make sure that it says exactly what the tank is. So you always check your tank before you add your fresh, like do your water change. Always check to make sure they're both the same. And that's it. That's to that end. That's all there is to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, it's less complicated than what everyone seems to make it.
Well, and it is. I've watched videos where I was confused after, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? But it is, the guy was right. It's just how they explain it. So when you go to do your setup, it is nowhere near as complicated as it looks, right? You're going to put your rock in, your sand in, put your sand in after. So make sure your rock is sitting on the glass, okay? Because if you get a goby, he's going to dig in there and you can end up with a dead goby because the rock then fell on your fish.
Smashes them, okay.
Right? Because that's what they do, right? So, or you can put crate down, the late diffuser, that egg crate they call it. You go to Kent or you go to Home Depot or you go to wherever and get it. It's $8.95, I think, for 8x4 sheet of it. Yeah. And you can put that down on the bottom first and then put the rock. Some people are nervous about their, rock touching the tank.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I don't smash my rock around, so. And then once you do that, you fill it up with water. I run it into a bowl. You can run it over the rock so you're not messing the sand up and making it really cloudy.
Yeah.
Then you start up your pumps, and then you can wait on the skimmer. You don't necessarily have to fill that up right away. And then from there, make sure you got your heater in. And then lighting is, like I said, it's an afterthought. You can wait on it, wait for a deal or order a black box. You're going to do a 40. There is a black box. It's 200 and something, but it will do that whole 40 on its own. But you got to build your own hanging contraption for it, right? So if you want, if you go back and look at my build video, when I got the LED and I put it in the cabinet, you'll see what one of those black boxes look like. And that's why I built that canopy the way I did, because it was easier to deal with. But if you go back and look at the tank tour on the 120, they're hanging from a bracket that I made. So if your husband's kind of good with woodworking, he can build it for you.
Yeah, he is.
But there's nothing crazy that you're going to be getting into here. This is all the nice, basic, easy stuff. So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. But, keep it simple. Get to keeping the water the way it is. And the only reason I say an ATO, the thing I hated the most when I started, and I don't know if somebody can chime in with me, was doing manual top up. It's just such a royal pain in the nether regions. Right, because you got to remember. Go ahead.
Does it evaporate quickly, quicker, because it's a salt mix, or?
No, it evaporates about the same as your normal freshwater would, I guess. It's, roughly the same. But if you think about it, like my 120-gallon tank goes through about 8 gallons of water a week.
Okay.
Right now, my 20 goes through about 2.
Yeah.
But if you forget, you're looking at 2 weeks. If you forget, like say a week, to top it up, when you go back, you've got to now add 2 gallons. You can't just dump that in. You have to drip it in. Because you can give the fish what's called osmotic shock, because you're changing the salinity too quick. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. And again, that's why you're what you want to do is right. Tiptoe in, be patient.
Yeah.
Don't go too crazy, and you'll learn. Because you'll see it, and then now you see the equipment that somebody's talking about, or you'll see something, and then you can associate it with what you have.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to see, you see it. It's right there in front of you. Okay, so if I get this, I can do this. You know what I mean? And then your information is more backing up what you're seeing versus just guessing out of your head because you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions about what you're going to do?
Well, I think that like questions come to me at like the weirdest times. Like I'll sit there and I'll just be like pondering on like, you know, just random crap, really.
Yeah. I don't think you'll have a hard time. I think once you get the tank cleaned out and you've got, did you find the person that was going to give you the rock? Did they ever show back up?
No.
Ah, bummer. Okay, so you got to get rock.
Yeah, I have actually. There's a new store that just literally opened about a month ago, and it's all reef.
Okay.
So they have like so I haven't been in, but I am gonna go in and actually I want to make a video on it to see what they have and like to show everybody and get everyone's opinions, sort of things, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking at if it's live rock, it's probably going to be somewhere akin to $8 a pound.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But you're paying for water.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah.
Right. So if you buy dry rock, then you get that proper weight. And everyone has their varying opinion on that. I don't care about dry rock. I don't believe phosphates leach out of it, but you know, I've never had that problem, but I've heard people have. But again, that's something you can deal with. Live rock is just rock that's already been cured. Right. So it is a jump start, but you got to keep it wet. So if you go to the store and buy it and take it home and let it dry out, it's now dry rock. And it has a living, if you looked at my 20, you see that algae bloom I got? That's because that's what happened. So my live rock dried out, and now I got a die off that caused an algae bloom. So
okay, so say if I do go dry rock route.
Right.
With the biological factors, obviously I should pour a bottle in, right?
Yeah, so you would get like a bottle of Marine Colony, right? ATM Colony, or Dr. Tim's One and Only, and that's just to help you jumpstart the tank.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't recommend, and even in a 40, adding more than a couple of clownfish.
Yeah.
And water, monitor, have 5 gallons of fresh salt water ready. Just mix it in a bucket and keep it warm. Put a heater in it. Just sit it off to the side somewhere out of the way, and then do your ammonia test daily, just to make sure you don't get a spike. You shouldn't, right? Or you can wait and let the tank cycle.
Well,
right?
I'm going to let it cycle first before adding anything.
Yeah. So what you would do is go, pour in the colony, don't pour in the colony. Take a little piece of shrimp, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do. That's how I cycled my freshwater when I first started. I took a shrimp, a dead shrimp, obviously, and just let it cycle that way. So that's the source of the ammonia, right?
You got it. And that way there's no fish there's no risk to a fish.
Exactly.
Right. And you pour in your bacteria. So you would let that do that for about 3 or 4 days, start rotting, dump in your colony, your bacteria colony, let it run. And then, don't leave that in there the whole time.
No.
Yeah. Take it out after about a week. I tell everybody, don't leave it in there because it'll just keep generating ammonia. Right.
Yeah.
And once you have it that after you take that out, that there's zero ammonia and you're getting a bit of nitrate, just a bit, then you can go get a couple of fish, right? And then wait another 2 weeks to a year. Or 2 weeks to a year. There you go. I'm not all here today, folks.
No, 2 weeks to a month. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. And then add another fish or two, nothing really drastic. And then, and let the bug bite. It's going to get you. Trust me. The minute you're looking at pretty fish swimming in there that aren't a gazillion dollars to look that way, you'll be hooked.
Yeah.
So, put in a wrench and a check mark. What's that mean?
He might want to be a wrench.
You want to be a wrench? Is that what you're going to do for me, buddy? Yeah.
He's a verified wrench is what he is.
He's a verified. He is. He's a rock star. I like talking with Oak. We only got 4 people. There's me, you, Jeff, and somebody. Yeah, maybe some people don't like listening to me. I have no idea. And that's all right. Sniff, sniff. What am I doing here? Now, what's going on here? Okay, sorry, I'm just checking my emails right
No,
now.
you're good.
I get a lot of people. Reefing community worldwide just popped up on the scoop, huh? All right.
Yeah, I've been back and forth with them too.
Yeah. Some people say they want me to go on more, and I'm like, well, I mean, I like doing it when I'm not. It's not that I'm treading on anyone's toes, and by any imagination, it's YouTube. Welcome to it. But I'm like, I'm a little bored. But you know what? I might say we'll call this because I don't think I can tell you anymore. I don't want to confuse you. There's
No,
so
it's
much.
good, Craig. Seriously. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for answering all my questions.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And
And if you have them, you have my email. Email me anytime.
yeah,
Rico's usually on or RFW too, so you can always go ask them. But you know what that can get like trying to get an answer sometimes. So the
yeah.
smaller ones are a little better, I find, for that. That's the only good thing about a smaller stream is that question gets answered quicker.
Exactly.
But at the same token, the basics are there, and I think you understand them, right? You're going to fill the tank. You're going to put rock and sand in a tank, fill it up, run a filter, run a heater, and away you go. There's really nothing more to it, right? Mixing salt water is nothing special. You do have to heat it.
Yes.
Right? So you got to put a heater in it. Have yourself, you know what I did? I went and bought the 15 to 30 gallon one from Walmart. You know what I'm talking about? The little Tetra heater. They cost like $20. I throw that in there because it's just a garbage heater to me, right?
Yeah.
I also have spares that I've gotten from rescue tanks, but that's the go-to one because I don't have to think about setting it. It's already going to go to 78 degrees.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I throw that in there, and I have I bought Chinese pumps. Look on Kijiji. There's usually somebody there that's trying to sell those, and you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll see them. They look like they're garbage. But I'll show you a picture of one sometime, or I'll show you maybe when I do my video on the algae cleaning.
Okay.
I'll put it up there. These are the Chinese pumps I use. And if you can get one of those, I bought mine, the small ones, for $5.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I bought the big one, which lets me then pump my salt water up into the tank because it uses 5/8 hose. So you can get that at the Home Depot, wherever. And I use that to actually pump the water into my tanks.
My husband actually, he just got me one of those, a little pump. He still has to wire it up, but he got me one. Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, that's just it. And it's all those baby steps. So mix your salt water, let it mix for it. IO is going to be your cheap option, right? The Instant Ocean Purple stuff. 200 gallons, I pay $70 for the salt. And that's 200 gallons of salt water I can make. So on a 40-gallon tank, that should do you a month or two.
Awesome.
Right? Easily. Right. And then you're not forking out a butt ton for, salt. And then, and that's it. So once you're kind of up and running, that's when everything else will kick in, and you don't need lights right away. You don't need anything. In fact, if you're just going to put fish in the beginning, a fluval LED light lights the tank, right? Just don't leave it on too long because it will grow algae.
Yeah, I have just one of the basic LEDs right now.
Yep.
But I am looking into getting a better light once I do put corals in there, of course. So.
Sounds good. So listen, I'm going to pop because I really, really want to get at my tank. So,
all right, Craig.
All right. But I'm going to pop into Reefing Worldwide there in a sec, and I'll see you in there. All right.
Okay. Thanks, Craig. Bye.
Take care. All right. Everybody else, I'll see you over at Reefing Community Worldwide. They're streaming now. So head on over there. They're usually giving something away. And I'll see you guys later on today, if not tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, and Melanie. Did you test your water for me yet? Did ya? Before I go away, I'll do that first. Melanie, did you test your water for me? And it's okay if you didn't. Get a last look at that tank like that, folks. That's going to be the last time it looks like crap like that. So anybody, Melanie, did you test your water for me? And that's the last time I'll ask that. And if not, I will be streaming again probably later on tonight. I'm going to clean up this tank, and everyone's going to get a good look at how pretty it is once there's no algae everywhere. And I will see you guys over at Reefing Worldwide. Laters.